While discussing collaboration and cooperation skills, we need to take into consideration the role of research attitude and research aptitude. Let us first understand these terms in their generic sense and then view them within the context of transdisciplinary research. Attitude is a set of beliefs which an individual has. According to Baker, the main characteristics of attitudes are that they are cognitive, affective and dimensional, so that they vary in degree of favorability or unfavorability. In other words, positive and negative attitude. Baker also remarks that attitudes are learnt, not inherited or genetically endowed, and although they tend to persist, they can be modified by experience. Attitude is a driving factor in any work and it is a prime factor in research. Now, research attitude in turn depends upon a number of variables like self-concept, achievement motivation, etc. Research students or researchers have to work in collaboration in transdisciplinary research, and they need to consult and interact with each other. Interaction is inevitable because in transdisciplinary research program, individual investigators do not necessarily know disciplinary concerns of the other researchers in the team. A researcher may need to seek assistance of another to make progress on his or her research work. If someone lacks humility, no such interactions will be possible. Now, this underlines the necessity to inculcate a necessary attitude among young researchers in order to be able to work in collaboration with others for transdisciplinary research development. Okay, let us now consider research aptitude. According to Collins Dictionary, someone's aptitude for a particular kind of work or activity is their ability to learn it quickly and to do it well. Well, attitude defines how you work or proceed towards your goal. Aptitude, on the other hand, defines how much potential you have to learn specific skills or gain knowledge that will help you to achieve your goal. Mere test of aptitude will not be sufficient in research. Cultivating research culture at an early stage is important for capacity building in a community. It is necessary that we foster research aptitude by creating conducive atmosphere. This includes encouraging participation in research projects, then exchanging ideas through interaction, collaboration and executing review of literature, conducting experiments, analyzing data, validating it through observations and composing a comprehensive technical report. In short, we need to develop a collaborative research attitude as well as nurture research aptitude for a successful outcome of transdisciplinary research. What we have discussed so far could be summarized as the principles of collaboration discussed by Anne Balsamo, and identifies 5 such principles. These are as follows: intellectual confidence, intellectual humility, intellectual generosity, intellectual flexibility, intellectual integrity. Now, let us discuss these principles briefly one by one. Intellectual confidence, the understanding that one has something important to contribute to the collaborative process is what we understand as intellectual confidence. This is the commitment that makes one accountable for the quality of an individual's contribution to the collaboration. Everyone's contribution to the collaboration must be reliable. It must be thorough and full of integrity. The next is intellectual humility, the understanding that one's knowledge is always partial and incomplete and can always be extended and revised by insights from others. This is the quality that allows people to admit that they don't know something without suffering loss of confidence or a blow to their self-esteem. The next principle, that is intellectual generosity, the sincere acknowledgement of the works of others. This acknowledgement must be explicitly expressed to collaborators as well as through citation practices. Showing appreciation for others' ideas in face-to-face dialogue and throughout collaborative process sows the seeds for intellectual risk-taking and courageous acts of creativity. Then the next principle is intellectual flexibility. It is the ability to change one's perspective based on new insights that come from other people. This is the capacity both for play and reimagining the rules of reality, to suspend judgment and to imagine other ways of being in the world and other worlds to be within. And the last one is intellectual integrity, the habit of responsible participation that serves as a basis for the development of trust among collaborators. This is a quality that compels colleagues to bring their best work and contribute their best thinking to collaborative efforts. Since a real life problem solution is the ultimate goal of transdisciplinary research, it is necessary that the collaborators demonstrate intellectual integrity. Well, in short, it is only when the researchers show intellectual confidence, humility, generosity, flexibility and integrity through collaboration that we will be able to develop transdisciplinary culture.